All right, guys, we got a special one for you guys thinking about painting your car at your house. We're going to be teaming up with this one with the Eastwood products, and they do have everything now from sealers, base coats, primers, clear coats as well. So we're going to be painting this car here at the shop. This is the body man's car, and he talked me into helping him out on this one. So Eastwood is going to be representing on this here video, and we're going to be doing everything from bottom to the top with the Eastwood products and letting you guys know that it's a good product. So this here is the car that we're going to be doing, and this is a 2009 Pontiac G8 GXP. This one here has the LS3 in it, so this is a nice desirable car, but you guys can see that it has a faded paint job on it. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing de-trimmed, get it all knocked down, hit it with our 2K primer, and get this thing ready so that way we can do a nice paint job on it and show you guys the products from Eastwood on this one. So this here is one of the body man's car at the shop. So me and him are going to be tag teaming this one together and getting it de-trimmed and all ready to go. So let me introduce you to him. That way you guys can see how long he's had the car, and he can give you a little bit of a background story on this car. All right, so this is Mike, the body man that owns the car, and he's going to be doing all the body work as well as the de-trim. I told him, if you want me to spray this thing, you're going to be doing most of the work on it. So he's down for it. So what year is it, and how long have you had the car?
It's a 2009. I've had it since February of 2010.
Okay, so you've had it a long time.
Yeah.
And so you just really want to get it spruced back up, make it look nice again, because it is a nice car.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I've had it, this long. It's been a good car. My kids like it. It's fun. So.
And it's got the stick and the V8 in it, so.
Yeah, it's fun to drive.
So let's pop open the hood and at least show these guys that this is going to be a nice car when it's all done, because it does have actually some tune work done to it. This isn't just a stock GXP, but these are kind of rare, these cars. You don't see these around that much, being the GXP with the V8 in them. All right, so like I said, this one has the LS3, and so what have you done to this one? You've done a little bit of work, you said? Just
a little bit. I did an LS9 cam, long tubes, boarded throttle body, and bear ram, and my friend Chris Henry tuned it. It runs good.
So this thing hooks up good?
Yeah, it's not bad.
All right, so you guys see we got a nice power plant in it. We got the LS3 with a little bit of tune work in it, so we definitely got to get this thing looking better. It looks kind of beat up and tired, but by the end of this build, you guys are going to see this thing looking great, and it's going to be using the Eastwood products, as I said. So let's show you some of the stuff we've got so far for the ground coats on this one. We've got our clears, we've got our epoxies, we've got our 2Ks. So this here is the 2K primer. This is what we're going to be putting on all the body work once we get this thing sanded down. And the nice part about this here, they do have it in the black. So we ordered the black 2K, and that's going to make it that much easier, because we're going to be in the dark shades getting this car painted back the original color on it. So once we get the body work, we'll hit it with the 2K, and then they recommend using their epoxy primer as their sealer there. So they reduce it down and spray this as their sealer, as their wet on wet. And then we're going to be putting their select base coat on this one as well. And then at the end of that all, we're going to go ahead and hit it with their 4-to-1 premium show car clear, and we're going to get this thing looking beautiful. So I'm really looking forward to getting this one done. It's a little bit of work involved in it, especially doing a full overall paint job, but it's going to be a nice one, being that this is one of the guys at the shop, and he's had this car almost since it was new. And we'll get this thing all cleaned up nice using the Eastwood stuff. And what makes this nice for you guys at the house is all you have to do is get on the website, give them your paint code, give them what you need, and they'll mail this stuff right to your house. So you kind of avoid all those problems of having to go to paint stores, not knowing what to use. And I'm going to show you guys that this is a good stand-up product to use for you guys at the house. Right, so the first thing you're going to want to do if you guys are at your house doing your own car is go around it, look at it, check out what you're actually going to need as far as repair materials. If you're going to need Bondo, fillers, putties, and all that stuff, they have all that stuff at Eastwood. But this here car is pretty clean. There's really not any dents on this car. It's just sun faded paint, being it's out here in the Florida sun. So it got hit hard in a lot of the top surfaces of it. So we're going to go ahead and knock it down with about a 180 grit, and then we'll hit it with our 2K primer. But as I'm looking down the sides of this thing, it really doesn't have many dents on it. I do see a couple here. There's a small one there on the body line, and then there looks like there's an Audi right there. So we do have a little bit of body work to do, but the first thing you want to do is analyze your car, go around it, make sure that you don't need any parts, because in today's day and age, it's kind of hard getting parts right now. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get those parts ordered that you need. That way it's not going to hold up your job. So this one here, he's already went ahead and ordered, I think, a new wing for this one. This car has a wing on it. And then he did order some new vents on this here car, because I guess these are known to break. So first thing we'll do is get it detrimmed. We'll start pulling the bumpers, the lights out. And I'm not sure, I don't think we're doing the jams on this one. So what we're going to do is we'll decide whether we want to pull the doors off or not. Sometimes it might be faster for us here at the shop, being we got all the stands to do that, but you guys are going to want to figure that out for yourself. If you're not set up to do that kind of job, leave the stuff on the car. That way you can shoot it all at once and get a better outcome for you. So we're set up with all the stands, so we may do that, we may not. Once we get into it, we'll decide whether or not we're going to do that, but just wanted to show you it. And this at one time was a very desirable car. You guys see it even has the Brembo brakes from the factory on it. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing detrimmed. All right, so we're starting off on the passenger side door. We have the door panel removed, and you're going to need to remove the door panels to get your handles and mirrors out on these cars. This here is going to be like most cars, so you'll have to get in through the back side, which will be taking off your door panel, removing your door handles, because you don't want to paint around this and get this all caked up. The more detrimming you do to the job, the better off you're going to have on the outcome of the paint job. So there's a lot of places that'll do cheap jobs. They'll mask all this up, but they'll always have evidence of them taping up moldings, and it's not a really nice clean job. So take off as much as you can, and we're going to go ahead and get all this stuff detrimmed, pulling off the mirrors now, because you have to take the mirrors off to get access to pull off the belt molding. So whatever car that you're doing, depending on what make and model it is, you could always look it up and get directions how to remove things with the web. You guys know there's a lot of people that are working on cars, and they're leaving that stuff for you guys as well to learn. So we're gonna go get rest of this thing detrimmed. All right, so we got to remove the handles because these are painted, so we're going to take them off. That way we can paint them nicely all around the outside. And on this one here, you have your bolt going in through the inside of your door shell to get access to this here piece. And once this piece comes off, then you're able to slide this out. So I'll show you how that works now. We've already got the bolt removed. You'll pull that handle out, and then the outside little piece will come out. That bolt sometimes gets caught up a little bit and you have to loosen it more. Once it's like that, you can go ahead and slide it right out. So that's how some of the GMs are back in that era. If your car is in that era, you'll see that. But you guys see stuff like this that you may have to take into consideration, your gaskets that will be going around the actual handle, because when those are fresh, it really makes a nice paint job. So check into maybe picking up some of them once you get your handles out, as well as some of the gaskets maybe around different items. And this here is one item that we are going to R&I, but we're not going to put it back because we're not a big fan of door edge guards here. Once we do a nice paint job, we're not going to be putting back the door edge guards on it. So Mike, no door edge guards. All right, you guys see we have our tail lights out. These ones go in through here and they have bolts on the inside. You'll have to remove the carpet to get access. So once the tail lights are out, then that will allow you to get your bumper off from the actual retainer that holds it on, and then you'll be able to slide everything off. So on these here cars, they have bolts going in usually. Whatever way that car is, whatever manufacturer you have, usually has bolts, sometimes going in through the wheelhouse or on the inside of the trunk. So determine what vehicle you have will be different on each one. And we're going to go ahead and get this rear bumper popped off. I started to see this nice shiny MagnaFlow exhaust this guy Mike's got. So he's gonna be worthy of a paint job, I think, now seeing all these different little sneaky items he has, because I didn't tell you guys, but I am building an LS, and I'll let you guys know what it's gonna be going in here soon. But I'm just taking notes on what he's got, because I'm gonna have to beat him for sure once I get mine done. And we're removing the emblems, and make sure you order these too. This might be hard to get because we are going to want to put back some of the original emblems on this car. We're not sure if we're going to go with the full set, but we are going to definitely put back the GXP. He only brings this one out when we're going to be painting the car, so don't be scared. If this is a blend, I'd be after him right now. All right, we're going to go ahead and remove the emblem adhesive, and I got the tool here. If you guys don't have the tool, you can always pick one of these wheels up, put it on your cordless drill, and it'll do the same thing. So we'll go ahead and get these glues off of the trunk. That way we're able to sand them down. All right, we've got our adhesive off, and these tools really work nice to get off the rubber without gouging and scratching your panel, especially when you're doing a blend. So you guys know in the paint world, we do a lot of blending to make sure that our color is going to match the panel we're putting on the vehicle, or if we're doing a repair. So you do not want to scratch up your panels, because then you're going to have to repair that area and prime it. So we use these a lot, and they really come in handy. So pick some of these up, and that'll help you out getting off any of the glue adhesive. All right, so we're pulling out the headlights, and you guys see that they look a little bit tired. So we're going to do something with these once we get to that stage to show you how you guys can clean up your headlights and give them a little bit of a cool effect. We don't want to get crazy with it, but we're going to give it something to kind of get rid of some of the aging, because sometimes if you just clear these, you'll still have some of that yellowing going on. And I'll show you a little trick you guys can do to get these looking a little bit better. All right, so we're removing the vents on the hood, and these were well known to crack. And Mike went ahead and picked up these here vents. These are the ones I was telling you about from the company. I'll leave it in the description on where you can get these if you do have a G8. But he made this with a 3D printer. We just got to buzz them down, get them primed up, and get them back in once we get it finished up and painted. So make sure you get all your items coming. That way you're not going to be waiting once it's time to get this thing back. So you see how these are very, very brittle from all that years of the sun. And it's very hard to get these out without breaking them. So yeah, we picked them up before we have that problem later. All right, you guys can see here that these clips definitely broke. They were very, very brittle, and these are accessible. You can buy these new, so we're going to go ahead and get them coming as well. All right, so we've got the car fully de-trimmed, and we did break some clips when the things were coming off. This here upper roof molding broke some of the clips on it, so we got to get them coming, as well as some of the rocker clips. They were breaking as we were pulling them off. This car has been out in the sun its whole life, so everything is brittle that's on it. So in the next episode, we're going to be getting into using the 2K product on this one from Eastwood, getting this thing sanded down. We'll show you guys what grits we use. That way we can go ahead and get all this faded paint off of there, do the body work that it needs, and get some of the 2K on it, and then get this thing ready for the booth. So that will be in the next episode. You guys will see us getting this thing prepped out. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, get your notification bell on. That way you'll see this one from start to finish, and we'll have this thing looking beautiful by the time it's all said and done. So That's this video. Hope you guys liked it, and we'll see you guys on the next one.